Greetings, gentles. I realize it has been a good while since my last post, but that is because I have been rather tied up with my patient and his unhealthy tendencies of late. As he begins his 6th decade on Earth, he, like many of his fellow creatures, begin to wonder what exactly the fuss has been all about. What is the point of it all, the meaning, and so on? This anxiety can reach such a pitch that many of them will begin to toy with that stubborn notion that has been shadowing them their entire lives. Namely, that the enemy, still referred to as God among some, is a possibility in some form, and that perhaps there is a way to harmonize their remaining days with this notion. Well, their previous decades were filled with worldly striving, the excitement of uncertainty, impulsive commitments to paths unknown, the anticipation of a risk rewarded, a past in which the end was not in sight and every day a beginning. But now, not far off in their future, they see a wall they cannot fathom or see beyond. And as these final years accumulate, so will their desperation. Fortunately for us, a pharmacological cornucopia awaits them if only we can persuade them to take part. Lithium, Zoloft, Lexapro, Prozac, Paxil, and other antidepressants, all designed to numb their confusion, but ultimately failing to deliver vision and peace of mind. So, naturally, I began to steer my patient in this direction. But almost immediately, I was met with his nostalgia for a countercultural past, going all the way back to his teens, if you can believe that. The odious 60s and early 70s, with all their rubbish about peace, love, and freedom. Ugh! His fond memories of ingesting psychedelics with his buddies, flirting with modes of transcendence, experiencing connection beyond his animal self. In fact, as I speak, at this late age, this fool is bungling his way into the realm of the psychonauts. LSD, DMT, psilocybin, MDMA, salvia, mescaline, ayahuasca, all these bloody tryptamines leading him away from the managed despair of the pharmaceutical industry and its many excellent side effects. He is now tripping along blissfully unaware of his situation, that he will soon die, in the process suffer, and be no closer to figuring out why he and his kind were ever born in the first place. And to make matters worse, these psychedelics have no addictive properties. In fact, no downside at all, save some mental and physical fatigue the following day. Well, even the science and medical communities are beginning to warn to their charms, to their therapeutic potential. And to use or trip, as they say, only once a month or every couple of months. What good will that do? The goal for our patients should be a daily regimen of medically sanctioned pills whose habitual taking will act as a reminder of their spiritual malaise, as well as create the physical and mental dependencies that will, in the end, bequeath a harvest of despair and deliver their souls to us. The whole business has got me a bit depressed, I must say. Maybe I should try some magic mushrooms, eh? No. No need. I've always found that when caught in a mental snit, a bit of good old-fashioned philosophizing puts things right. And for this particular situation, my beauties, I have just the thing. something I wrote some 150 years ago. A keynote address I gave at Tenter's College, celebrating the contributions of one Professor Screwtape, known to many of you, I'm sure. Specifically, his study of the human paradox and existential crisis as manifest in late 19th century Europe. Yes, that's it. I'll share with you the bit at the end of the keynote. It's just a snippet, really. A bit abstract, but I believe you will get the idea. Yes. This is it. Here we go. And to paraphrase one of their better playwrights, all the world is a stage in which we, along with a bit of help from their sciences, have turned on the house lights. Every wire, every cable, all the scaffolding and lighting can now be seen. The roof pitches imperfectly, and the paint ever so slightly peels from the walls. And those curtains, where is their luster now, eh? How flat it all seems. Look up, look down, side to side, look anywhere you like. Not a stitch of mystery remains, nor the remnant of a shadow. And the players, the players, mere convergences, whose restive natures are not, as they would fondly suppose, the result of a free and dynamic will, but the inevitable echo of an event whose origins confound all theories and constructs of reality. Strings of molecules circulate within this corporeal universe of theirs, creating this, now that, each moment, each occurrence predicated upon the previous one, and lest we not forget, fathered by the first moment that ever was. Finally, this dance of everything culminates with a flood of energy coursing its way through a maze of blood, water, tissue, and bone, spawning the chemical reactions that allow these creatures to play out their roles as rigidly written by an author whom, as far as they can see, doesn't even exist. Quite a pickle they find themselves in, I think. As a footnote, not 20 years or so after this keynote was given, one of their own preeminent philosophers, a man named Nietzsche, declared that God is dead.